So I've been neglecting the garden, but I've sprayed the liquid copper fungicide a few weeks ago and it needs done again. Now some of my plants are dying out. I didn't get to spray it all over everything, but that's okay because the plants on it are ripening enough that I'm just not worried about it. I went ahead and pulled them out. And I'm showing you this before the garden tour because I'm going to spray this again tonight after I water. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I'm not sure how much it's supposed to rain. It sprinkled off and on this weekend, but not enough to write home to Mom about. So, yeah, I've been busy out in the garden weeding today since I have a bit of time and I have the energy. And, yeah, so I am getting busy in the garden this afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and go on with my garden tour now. So I talked a little bit about what I'm doing as far as taking it another step with the fungicide. I did not spray my butternut squash. My butternut squash seems to just now be getting touched with the powdery mildew. And I'm going to go ahead and spray tonight, like I said. And I've caught butternut squash everywhere, which that's fantastic. And they're taking over. And so let's go ahead and go out into the main garden. And yes, I have been neglecting my garden. Just bear with me. But my okra's growing. This one, it looks like a burgundy, isn't as big as these two. But see, I'm starting to get little okra pods on them. So I'm excited to finally have okra. And it looks like my tomatillos are just about ready to harvest some of them. I got another volunteer tomatillo plant over here. There's my shovel and spade because I've been weeding around the bok choy, the beets, and my peppers. So I have one cow horn left, 2 black Hungarians, and I've got some small peppers on there. And I can't wait to taste them. And I can't remember, this is the Sugar Rush Peach. So I am I'm very hopeful that I'll be able to have some sort of harvest off these beautiful peppers this summer yet. This looks like another volunteer tomatillo. I'm probably going to go ahead and rip this one out. I mean, I've got 3 plants unexpectedly, and that's fine. I don't have a whole lot of beet sprouts, so I'm probably going to go ahead and resow those after I get done taking care of everything else. My Calabash cabbage, I think it's ready to be picked and harvested, and so I got to play around with my sauerkraut inside so I can make a sauerkraut out of that, or I can try to make cabbage rolls with it. I thought about that too. And that looks like a broccoli plant or something. It's just not. None of my brassicas are doing hot, and you know what, honestly, I don't have a lot of room anyway in the garden, and I think I'd rather grow Brussels sprouts and cabbages than broccoli and cauliflower just because of the space and the headache. I'm not the best grower with broccoli and cauliflower. So I'll just move on from there. These green onions are a couple years old now. They're doing great. Look, I got another volunteer tomatillo over here. I'll just leave those. They're not hurting anything. I do not see any bok choy sprouts over here, nor do I see any Swiss chard sprouts over here. But the Swiss chard is ready to harvest again. But I'm going to go ahead and spray it with Coppercide tonight because I don't have time to do everything in one night. I've been really paying attention to the cucumbers and these beautiful little tomatoes that I'm going to snack on now. Anyway, yeah. My Kentucky Wonder pole beans are doing just fine. Well, the critters have been getting to my sunflower seeds, and I've been asked by a couple people who think these are absolutely incredible to save seeds, so I will do that for them. If the critters don't get them all, I might have to put out more suet blocks to distract them. Here's my single seed Groninger Brussels sprout, and look at it. It's gorgeous. Here's one of my celery stalks, and it just got weird and crazy, and I think it's too hot, so I'm going to go ahead and buy some more celery from the store and start some more in cups of water and plant them out when it's cooler. This is my first year doing celery, so I did not come to think about they're a cooler weather crop. They'll probably do better in the cooler weather. So yes, my cucumbers are dying back. I already pulled one of the Japanese ones out, but they're still producing. The copper fungicide actually saved this stuff. And you can see there's still a tint of blue on there because there's still fungicide on there. So I've really not had to spray what I've already sprayed too often, and I don't want to. For one, I'm lazy. For two, I don't want to have a bunch of chemicals put into my foods. Now, I did pull out all of my, well, I guess I lied. There's one over there. My cantaloupes. These are the golden jennies. These are acorn squash sent from the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. And they got tangled up in pulling out cantaloupe vines. And I pulled them out. So I'm just going to put those in the greenhouse and let them harden off, cure them so I can store them. I have not been pruning my tomatoes. And you know what? It's fine. It's coming towards the end of the season for them anyway. And I just want them to produce what they got. So I'm not going to sit there and fuss over them. I'm picking off of these, every 2 or 3 days. And over here, I've been picking off of my Romas too. You see, I got some down there. I think one's a Martino's Roma, or there's 3 plants. So some of them are Martino's and some of them are just regular Roma tomatoes. And I don't know which is which. But my Anaheim Peppers, I was looking at them, and some of them are starting to turn red in spots, like right there. So I'm very excited to be having Anaheim Peppers soon. I have had issues with blossom end rot from inconsistent watering. So that's what all these chucked over tomatoes are for. And peppers. I've picked off my basil and it's drying out, and I gotta water it, like I said. I've picked off my Berkey's pink tie-dye, and I haven't done a taste review on it, and I'm going to. So I've already eaten one, and so I could still give you a good review on it. It's just not gonna be my first taste. I guess I missed some tomatoes, my white Tomasols, and then Tappy's Heritage obviously are easier to see when they're fully ripe. Now some of these white Tomasols are yellow, and I'm wondering, did the seeds get mixed up or what's going on here? Ooh, look, there's a tomato with blossom end rot on it. I don't know if that's blossom end rot or not. I can't quite tell. It doesn't look like either or. And I've been picking a little bit off my bell peppers. Now the one that I get to pick off of most of is my the purple variety, because this is the purple one. It turns way more dark than that. But this is the Burpee's Carnival Blend bell peppers, and then down here is the Aloha striped bell peppers from the grocery store challenge, and those got babies on them. And I'll tell you what, with those Burpee's Carnival Blend bell peppers, it didn't matter if I pruned them down or not. They're still growing tall and still producing quite a bit. So I guess it's just, do you want your plants stockier or do you want them taller? But I really like the purple ones in that package. They produce the fastest. And then come down here, and I got my Amish paste. I've picked on those. My King of the North bell peppers. Look at this. It's just so tiny. I've got one or two more cantaloupes vines to pull out. And these are my summer squash I re-sowed, and they got powdery mildew on them, but if I get them sprayed off, they should be under control. See, I even got one started way back there, and get them watered really good. Now, I only had one white patty pan squash, the scallop squash, come off. So it wasn't a success for me with different squashes this year, and every year is different, so don't give up hope. Don't think, oh, I can't grow squash or whatever just because one year it doesn't go so hot for you, because every other year that I've gardened, squash has done excellent for me. But yeah, remember Keely was my daughter. She was excited about starting plants, and I gave her some of these to these pots, I told her just go fill them up with the composted cow manure and stuff, and just plant some seeds in there. And she did, and we have a broccoli, so good for her. And I got some carrots over there that I left in there earlier this year from when I harvested. I haven't checked on them, and I need to because I'm about ready to sow more seeds. But I wanted to get some garden space weeded so I could plant root crops and such in between the okra and all this stuff. Obviously, I've got butternut squash vines out the wazoo. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a second run of peas this year just because I want my butternut squash, you know. I want to make soups, freeze some so I can make squash casserole and stuff and everything else. But look at this, a tomatillo. So that's just a quick little run through of my garden. Obviously got a lot of work to do. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to get as much done as I can. I've got some running around to do this evening, and I got work tomorrow and laundry to do. So wish me luck. And you know what? This garden is still producing. It may not be everything I've wanted it to be because life happens and, you know, whatever. So do not give up hope. Don't think you need to stop gardening or doing what you're doing because you don't have time, you don't have certain circumstances, your plants aren't doing so hot this year. Every year's different. Just keep doing it, keep trying. If you don't plant the seeds, you're not going to get squat. So, I wanted to let you know that I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless.